30, 40, 50 years of my life, and it's very, very, very encouraging. So I'm not going to give a long speech tonight because I believe, you know, we are all a band of brothers and sisters, and so you don't need
Francis.
All right,
Team
Francis. Don't need to hear all that, but what I do want to ask you to do is 2 or 3 things. The first thing is, if you have not signed in tonight, please sign in so that we can follow up with you. We want to not be the last time that we're in communication. The second thing is, it is very, very important that you reach out and bring some other people with you. My grandfather, Charles Irving Sr., used to tell me, you know, he'd ask me what was going on, and he'd say, okay, I'm going to help you, and I'm not going to come alone, I'm going to bring some people with me. Right? And so what I want you to do when you go and vote is bring some people with you. The turnout in the last city race in 2017 was the highest ever in the history of the city of Raleigh. But it was still only about 18% of registered voters.
Wow.
Okay? And by comparison, usually about 2/3 of voters will vote in a presidential race. So we got a big delta to make up there. So what we're asking everyone to do is something we're calling vote tripling. What we'd like you to do is to identify 3 people that you can touch and give us their information, and then we'll reach out to them and you reach out to them, and let's turn them into voters in this election. The last thing I want to ask you to do is to let people know that there is an election on October the 8th of this year. What I found as I've gone around is a lot of people just don't realize that there's an election in October of an odd-numbered year because they're already thinking about the election in November of 2020. So please let them know there's an election. Early voting begins, what is it, September 18th?
Yes,
correct? September the 18th. And they'll be able to vote at 5 or 6 locations around Raleigh, and so we want people to vote early and often. And then the last thing I want to ask you to do is to volunteer in any way that you feel called to do. Now that we have the campaign office open, I hope you like the office. It was hard to find. I'm sorry, Lynette. It was hard to find temporary space in Raleigh. But now that we have the office open, we're going to start calling shortly. We're going to be again canvassing shortly. We have a few signs here tonight. We're going to have a lot more signs soon. And we're asking people to help us organize meet and greets all around Raleigh. The plan is to have at least 30 meet and greets of different kind and character around Raleigh. We've had 2 great events so far. There was one in Cameron Park a couple of weeks ago at Meredith's house, and one in Quail Hollow at Harry Payne and Ruth Sheehan's house. We've got one coming up in Madonna Acres with Dr. Pauline Goza on Thursday. So if you are interested in helping organize a meet and greet at your home or clubhouse or neighborhood, then we'd love to have your help with that. But most of all, I just want to say to you all again, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for your support, your encouragement. Now let's go get this done on October the 8th.